Your marketing messages will also vary according to the platform that you use. Now, you really and truly should have at least 20 different platforms. Channels to market, they're called. There are various channels to market that you can use, and I'll name a few, but there are hundreds. There really are hundreds. But you need to just drill down and decide what channels to market you'd like to use, and it is recommended that you have about 20. So let's take a look at press. You have the radio, you have the TV, you have the newspaper. You have some fantastic channels to market there where you can get your message out. Now, the press, yes, you could do paid advertising, but we're not talking about advertising today, we're talking about marketing. And I'm going to sneakily squeeze in a little bit of PR here under the umbrella of marketing, because I think this is a good place to do it. But really, it's technically, we're talking PR when we go to the press. But the ways that you can get your business out through these channels to market is very creatively, first of all. So what is news? What are people likely to pick up? Anything newsworthy, anything interesting, and really the bottom line, anything that will draw attention to their publication or their program or their outlet. So you really want to have a look at what can you offer the press that will make them interested in publishing what you've sent them. The first thing that I advise business owners to do is to introduce yourself to your local media. Go to your local radio station or give them a call, send them an email, and just get in touch and introduce yourself. You just want to let them know who you are and what you do, and that you are willing and available to share your area of expertise for comment should they ever need you to do so. And generally I find that the press have their own database where they will keep the names of local business owners, local experts, so that if something comes up and they need a comment, they know who to contact. So it's valuable for you to just get in touch and say, this is who I am, this is what I do, I would love to keep in touch, and I'm available and very happy to provide my comment or expert opinion should you ever need it. So that's the very first thing I would advise you to do. Just simply get in touch. You never know, right then and there, they might say, I'm so glad you contacted me, please come in, I want to chat to you about XYZ. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you are comfortable with how to prepare a press release. And so a press release, we're not going to go into it in depth because, like I said, it is a PR section, not marketing, but really you need to have a catchy headline. And this transfers across to emails and to absolutely anything, social media, anything, even your print. To be honest, this goes across the board to any form of marketing. So your headline is really, really important. You need to make sure that your headline is going to get the person you sent it to open it, or the reader of your material to continue reading. Your headline is essential no matter what marketing you're doing, and it even is relevant when you're contacting your local press. So consider a headline. Now when it's the news, it has to obviously be newsworthy. It can't seem like an advert or promotion, but all your other marketing headlines, they really need to be gripping, but they don't have to necessarily be news. However, news is interesting. So consider your headline very carefully. Consider if you would find it interesting and if you would open it. Perhaps even do some internet research to try and figure out what sort of things usually get opened. Really spend time crafting your headline, because if they don't open it or they don't continue reading, then everything else that you've written underneath is completely pointless. Then you want to do some research on how to prepare a press release, and there's so much out there and I'm not going to go into it now, but make sure that you prepare your press release really well, that you take time to craft it. 9 times out of 10, a journalist is overworked, underpaid, and will be over the moon happy if a press release came in that was written in the correct format, that had no spelling mistakes, that had no grammar mistakes, and it was really well presented. And most of the time, if that's the case, you could get your piece printed word for word, and it wouldn't be changed at all. Most of the time they do, for space or whatever reason, they do need to clip it or edit it. But I would say if you really want to stand a fighting chance, take your time to prepare it well. And that goes again across the board to any marketing message. The first put off for people is to see a spelling mistake or an apostrophe in the wrong place. Guilty as charged. So we do have our stuff proofread several times before we send them out, especially if it's written by me, because I'm likely to put that little apostrophe on the wrong side of the S, or where it's not needed at all. But anyway, back to our press releases. What you want to do when you've completed your press release is avoid the number one rookie mistake, and that is forgetting your contact details. So at the end of your press release, you need to put a very clear indicator that it's finished by either writing end of press release or end, but the most common way to do that is to put 2 or 3 hashtags in a row, and that will indicate the end of the press release, and anything after that is then for the journalist's information. Put your phone number right down there after your end. Make sure that they don't have to fumble around trying to find your phone number or your email address. Usually a journalist would like to quickly pick up the phone, get your comment, and chat to you about it. So yes, they may email back, but they're more likely to want to pick up the phone because news is fast-paced. They want the information, they want it quickly, and they want to get on with it. So make sure that you don't make that rookie mistake of forgetting to put contact details. Another thing you can do is put your bio. So they want to know, okay, this is a great piece, but who are they? What do they do? What made them send this in? And so what you need to do is just put a bio, a brief bit about who you are and what you do, so that they've got that information. And then I would also include any links to your websites and things like that. It's okay. Too much is, well, not too much, but a reasonable amount is okay. They can pick and choose what they're interested in. And then finally, if you can save them the effort of sending out a photographer, if you can get some really high quality images available, just put, say, high quality images available upon request, or here's a link to our image gallery, and you may use these images with our permission as you wish. And so it's very important that you do provide high quality images. Now that goes across the board to all of your marketing as well. You need to make sure that if you're using images, that they are the highest quality that you can muster, because there's nothing that kills your brand or your message as much as putting poor quality images up. And so that's just a little bit about your message when you're using the press as your channel to your market. Then other things that you might like to consider are your social media messages. Your social media messages are going to vary again, because each platform has different length of message that you required or you're allowed to use, and also it will have a different target audience. So consider Twitter, for example. Twitter allows you 140 characters. It allows you a link which has a fixed number of characters. I think it's 24, I don't know offhand. And of course it's always changing, so if I put anything in this video, please check it out, because when it comes to social media, it's always changing. And Twitter nowadays allows you to upload an image that doesn't count towards your character count. So Twitter, you get, say, 140 character opportunity to get your message out there. What can you say in that short phrase that's going to get people interested in what you're doing? Take time, perhaps ask questions. One of the best ways to get people to engage with your messages on Twitter is to really get people to think about things, or to answer questions, or to provide useful information. Again, whenever you do your marketing, think about what you find interesting. What do you like to read about? What do you share and retweet? And what do you completely and utterly dislike? Put yourself in their shoes. What tweets mostly get liked and reshared on your Twitter channel? And maybe go and review other people's, maybe perhaps even competitors, and have a look at the sorts of messages that are getting a lot of attention on Twitter. Twitter varies across all business types, and Twitter is a personal preference in many ways. People like it or they hate it. They love it or they hate it. You get everyone from Donald Trump down to a teen that's just been allowed to have a Twitter account using Twitter. So Twitter really does vary, and it's more about personality than business type or sector. Like I said, the presidents are using Twitter and they're enjoying it, it seems, and many businesses use Twitter and others don't. And so really make sure that if you choose to use Twitter, you do it well and you're consistent. if you don't like using Twitter and you do link your other social media to Twitter, make sure that it still looks great when it feeds through to Twitter. Make sure that there's not just a bunch of random links in your Twitter feed making your Twitter look extremely boring. But we'll get to that on our social media module. So let's move on and consider your Facebook messages. Now your Facebook messages obviously allow you so much more. You can do an awful lot with your Facebook channel to market. But then consider what type of people are on Facebook. Facebook is fantastic if you are marketing to people who want to buy things and are visual. So the visual things like fashion, jewelry, cakes, locations, anything where people can buy, they can click to buy quickly, where you can post beautiful pictures and just get people involved. Facebook is a fantastic place to share messages with educational purposes, information. Pretty much most messages can be shared on Facebook, but you do have to decide whether you can use a group or a page. Again, that will be picked up very differently. But more than anything, you have to decide if your target audience is on Facebook. So that's your channel to market, but decide if the business owners or the customers or the clients you're trying to reach are the sorts of people that will spend time on Facebook. So study your Facebook users, your followers, your connections, your friends, and make sure that you're crafting a message that's relevant to Facebook. And then we moved on to LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn is a professional business network, and so your messages there are very different. Whereas on Facebook you could use humor, you could be a bit quirky. On LinkedIn you could too, but LinkedIn would be more for sharing information. Your message would be more educational, informational. It will be more to the point and more businessy, for lack of a better word. So consider again, are your customers or clients, your target audience, are they on LinkedIn? And if so, what sort of message would they like to receive? How would they like to engage with you? Now there are many other channels to market. We can look at online directories. There are very many online directories and forums where you can list your business. And my top tip for online directories is add your business to pretty much everyone. Add your business to online directories, but when you add your business, don't neglect to add your logo, a good high quality logo in the logo box. And I would also say, don't mix personal with business profiles. If you're invited to an online directory or forum and they ask for your personal picture, put a picture of yourself up. If they ask for your business logo, put your business logo up, and the same goes for the name and the bio and the links. It's very frustrating if you go to a profile and you want to find out about the person behind the business and all they've done is put up a wall with all of their business information and you cannot connect with the person. People buy from people, don't forget that. And there are times when they've seen your business profile, they've read everything there is to know about your business, but they want to know about you. And if they can't find you, if they feel like you're hiding something, then they may not be interested in doing business with you, especially in a business where they're going to be dealing with you. Especially in those businesses where you need to have that personal connection, you need to be very careful to make sure that you are putting yourself out there so that people can find out more about you. So online directories vary, there are very many. So you might want to do a search for your particular business type, product or service. You may want to have a look on the internet and see what business directories are popping up. And then list your business, and if there's the opportunity to add events or whatever it is that you do in your business, then use it to its full capacity. And then I would say check your stat counters, check your analytics from time to time to see which of these directories are actually sending traffic your way. And then if they are sending you traffic or they are sending you business, then you might want to look into spending more time on that particular site or directory if there's the opportunity to do so. The same goes for forums. There are some fantastic forums out there where you can put up your business profile and engage. The key to being effective and marketing your business through forums is not to be salesy and pushy and all about promoting. You actually want to scroll through the forums and find questions where you can contribute and get known as a valuable contributor in the online community. Occasionally ask questions that are pitched in a way that you're going to get the response you want, get the qualified customers or clients to come to you so that you are then engaging with your target audience. Forums can be very time consuming, but they can be highly beneficial. So with all your channels to market, I do strongly advise that you set aside an allocated time, and then once you've used up that time, get out and get on with some work. Not that isn't work, but you know what I mean. It can be highly effective, but it can also be a massive time waster if you're not focused and strategic and you don't limit your time on these places. Other channels to market can include sites such as Gumtree. Viva Street is a great one as well if you want to list a business. My husband is a music teacher and he lists his site on Viva Street and he gets a lot of business from that. Then also, because he's a music teacher, he's gone to the music shops and various other places who have an online presence, and they allow him to advertise not only on their website but also by putting flyers in their music shop. And so that's another channel to market that you could consider, is finding a place that would take flyers or keep your name and contact details for referrals, or allow you to partner with them on their website. And so you could do reciprocal links, or you could offer to do something for each other. And that's a fantastic channel to market. If you both have the same target audience or similar target audience, why not collaborate? Other channels to market could include local fairs, depending on your business, of course, networking events, as we discussed in the first video, community events, anything that really gets you out there to be with people. Now let's have a look at some tips for how to use your website effectively as one of your channels to market. The first thing about your website marketing, and any marketing for that matter, is to get to the point. You need to make sure that when people visit your website, it's very clear what you do and how they can access it. And there shouldn't be too much waffle or unnecessary words going on in your website, because people will get bored and click off. Use headings. It makes it a lot easier to read, and it's very good for SEO. And use bullet points again. This might not work for everyone. If you have a pretty website, you could put the bullet points in pretty flowers or rose petals or whatever. For some businesses, it will work better than others. It really does depend. But bullet points are usually quite effective. And then use images, high quality images. You've heard the saying, a picture speaks 1,000 words. And so if you can get your message across with a picture, with a visual, that's always really, really effective. Some tips for print marketing. We wouldn't skimp on the design side. If you are not a designer, then it's not worth saving money on design. Spend money on getting your print material professionally designed. Keep it time relevant. You don't want to put things that expire on your print material unless you're only printing to promote a particular offer or event. And don't forget to include your contact details. It has been done where people have produced leaflets and then they've forgotten their contact details. Have a clear and easy to use call to action with nice links. Don't include long links or lots of unnecessary clutter. Get the link as short as possible. For social media, ask questions that people can't resist answering. Get people to want to answer and want to share. Use emotions such as drama or joy to get people sharing. And of course, use humor. People love to laugh, and why not do something funny so that people share? And again, use high quality images. For email marketing, you must respect the email marketing laws. If somebody has unsubscribed, You need to respect that and not add them to another list or re-add them. And always keep a postal address at the end of your emails. That is the law, and we need to be respecting the data protection laws of our land. And like I said, respect unsubscribers. We've covered that. Respect their time. Don't over-email them. People don't like it when you're continually bombarding them with emails. So send what you need to, where you need to, and be very respectful of people's time. Make your emails mobile friendly. Many times you have a great email on your computer, but when it comes through on a phone, it's all gobbledygook or messed up or not aligned. And so take time to check across all your devices and make sure that your emails are mobile friendly, because as you know, most people are now reading their emails on their phones. Be human. Don't treat the person like a prospect, but like a person. Use their name, be friendly, and ask questions so that they actually reply to your email. Finally, let's take a look at setting some marketing objectives. What you want to do is you want to become very specific, very targeted with your marketing so that you have clear objectives so that you can achieve the goals that you want. So what we do is we create our table. Write this down on a computer, on a piece of paper, and it looks like this. Across the top you have your goal, your objective, your action, your timeline, and your desired outcome. And you have a table per goal. So each goal will have its own table. So here's an example. The action for this goal is to develop new markets. The timeline is over the upcoming year, and the desired outcome is to increase sales by 5%. Now what you want to do is you want to drill down and make sure that you achieve this goal by setting objectives that relate to the goal. For example, an objective for the above goal could be establish a distributor relationship, and the time frame during the first quarter, and the desired outcome to achieve product placement in holiday gift catalogs. Another objective could be to place ads in geographically targeted publications in the time period in early spring, and the desired outcome would be to develop summer sales to Northwest outdoor enthusiasts. And so as you can see, everything that you're doing in the rows below the initial goal is to support the initial goal. So what you need to do is have one goal per table. Place the goal or write the goal in the what you see on the screen now is the pink box, and then all the objectives underneath will then support the goal that you've written on the top, so that it tells you in detail how you're going to achieve your marketing objective. And so this is a fantastic way to make sure that you are actually really thinking clearly about your marketing and pitching your marketing in a way that you are going to get results. Isn't that the whole point of marketing? You need to be doing all of this marketing activity, identifying pains, matching it to solutions, doing your market research, all of these things that we've been covering. What's the point of that? The point of that is to get results. And so if you're not aiming to get results, if you're just doing all the activity but actually don't have a clue if you're getting results, then really you're going to be doing a lot of work for potentially little or no return. So what you want to do now at this point in the journey is to start writing down your marketing objectives and make sure that you are doing things that have a specific time frame, a specific desired outcome, and they're supporting your bigger marketing goals so that you are growing your business from strength to strength very strategically and using marketing for what marketing is supposed to be used for. So thank you for that, and I will see you over in the next video, where we're now going to take a look at your leads and how we can take your wonderful marketing and get the right message to the right people.